Rot has toppled empires, sunk ships, and turned proud homesteads into ghostly ruins. Yet some ancient builders beat it so completely that their wood still stands today. That's the mystery we're cracking open right now. And if you love forgotten survival tech as much as the pioneers who swore by it, then you'll want to stick around and hit subscribe to Prepper's Survival Blueprint before the old world knowledge escapes again. Let's ride straight into a secret that once separated the doomed from the legendary. For thousands of years, people trusted wood with their lives. It held up temples, carried warriors into storms, bridged rivers, sheltered families. And while most wood collapsed under the slow, creeping hand of rot, certain cultures created timber that simply refused to die. Viking ships over 1,000 years old still hold their shape. Japanese temples, older than entire nations, still gleam with their original beams. Medieval bridge planks pulled from rivers look eerily fresh, like they were cut last season. The trick wasn't magic, it was knowledge, hard-earned through generations of trial, observation, and necessity. These ancient builders understood wood the way a tracker understands the land, and they used that understanding to bend time itself. Let's break down their secret, step by step. Before any oils, fires, or resins came into play, ancient builders made their first masterstroke by choosing trees with natural fight in them: oak, larch, teak, cedar, cypress. These weren't just strong woods. They were woods loaded with tannins, oils, and resins that rot hates. Dense grain, tight fibres, natural chemistry. Everything about them worked against decay. Viking shipwrights went after oak with purpose, knowing its tight grain drank in water slowly and resisted swelling. Japanese builders favoured cedar and cypress for their natural oils. These woods came pre-armed with preservatives built right into the tree. Right species, right structure, right chemistry. That's step one in the 1,000-year wood trick. Here's where the ancients get clever. Many civilizations soaked fresh-cut wood in flowing water, not to clean it, but to change it. Running water pulled out sugars, sap, and soft material that fungi and insects love. At the same time, tannins and natural protective compounds spread deeper into the grain. The result? Wood that was harder, more stable, and far less appetizing to anything that wanted to chew it, bore into it, or digest it. Imagine stacking logs along a riverbank for weeks or even months, just letting nature pre-season them. It sounds simple, yet this slow soaking actually forged wood that stayed stable for centuries. For preppers, this is a technique that's kinda hiding in plain sight. If you've ever cured meat or hardened hide, well, the logic just fits right into your hands. Next came the good stuff: oils, tars, and resins. Ancient builders discovered that wood could be armoured, not with metal, not with paint, but with natural coatings that repelled water and choked off rot right at the source. Linseed oil, pine tar, tung oil, plant resins. These thick, sticky, smoky substances soaked into the grain and hardened into a barrier. Japanese carpenters layered camphor oil and lacquer onto temple beams like they were forging ceremonial armour. European shipbuilders brushed pine tar into hulls until the wood gleamed black and waterproof. Every coat filled the pores. Every layer blocked moisture. Every application pushed decay further away. And here's the part most people miss. Oils don't just sit on the surface. They migrate, they seep, they fuse with the wood. That's why these structures lasted centuries without collapsing. Even the best preserved wood will rot if it sits in constant moisture. Ancient engineers knew this better than anyone, so they built smart. Viking ships used overlapping planks sealed with pitch, a system that kept water out even in violent seas. Japanese temples were elevated on stone foundations so the beams never touched damp earth. Medieval builders lifted planks off the ground and oriented them for maximum airflow. They didn't just treat the wood, they protected the environment around the wood. That's the hidden final step in the 1,000-year trick. And honestly, it's where modern builders, especially off-grid homesteaders and survival preppers, can make the biggest gains. If you want wood that lasts decades or even generations on your land, the old masters have a few gifts for you. Choose wood that's built to win. Dense, resin-rich hardwoods are worth every ounce of weight. Oil your wood like you mean it. Linseed, tung, pine tar. Work it into the grain, don't rush the coats. Keep moisture off. Even an inch of elevation changes everything. Airflow buys time. Dry ground buys more. Try the soak method. Drop small hardwood pieces in water for several weeks. Let them dry. Then oil them. It's an easy experiment with serious payoff. A deck, a tool handle, a cabin beam, a food storage platform. All of it lasts longer when you blend ancient technique with modern care. This isn't nostalgia. It's survival engineering. What makes this story so powerful is how early builders understood rot on a level we're only now appreciating. Without labs, without chemical companies, without industrial preservatives, they simply watched what lasted, what didn't, and what changed over decades of hard weather. Their temples stood through earthquakes, their ships crossed oceans, their bridges survived centuries of storms. They weren't building for one lifetime. They were building for the next 10. And now that knowledge is back in your hands. When you pull all these techniques together, the right species, the river soak, the oils and resins, and the moisture-smart engineering, you get wood that outlives entire cultures. You get temples older than recorded nations, ships older than languages, planks older than churches. You get survival tech that works on a level modern treatments still chase. And if you're building for resilience, for preparedness, for legacy, this is the kind of wisdom that reshapes the way you work with every board, beam, and handle. If this journey into forgotten craftsmanship lit a spark, then ride with us deeper into the world of ancient survival knowledge. Subscribe to Prepper's Survival Blueprint and share this episode with someone who loves a good long-lost secret. More hidden skills are waiting, and you won't want to miss a single.